What is up, YouTube? ZukiM1 here, and I am back with a brand new YouTube video. Today we are going to be bringing you guys my black hybrid deck. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. So starting off, we are running 4 copies of the structure deck Koromon. It has the effect: when an attack target is switched, this Digimon gains 1000 DP until the end of that turn. This is all turn, so you can essentially get up to 2k extra DP if you switch your attack target by using something like collision in your deck. So very useful egg. Can really help you get those big numbers that you need to be able to make sure that you don't get ran over by most Digimon. Next, we are running 4 copies of Hagurimon. Believe it or not, the Hagurimon actually has a lot of targets in this deck. Your Beetlemon, your Metal Kabuterimon are cyborgs, and so are the Beetlemon. So your Hagurimon can grab both the Metal Kabuterimon and the Beetlemon, including the Cybergermon. So you got 9 different targets for it to be able to grab, and then on top of that, it also grabs one of your Tamers. So you can grab Tai, it can grab JP, it can grab the other Tai from Structure Deck 5. So it has a lot of different targets, and it's very useful with its inheritable, providing reboot. So if you go on the offense, you can also still have the defense on the following turn. Next, we are running 4 copies of Hagurimon X. Just letting you guys know, since the update has happened, there is a little bit of a bug with the Hagurimon X. The moment you digivolve into this Digimon, it doesn't spawn the token. I don't know why. It literally sits there and will not spawn the token at all, and will prevent you from being able to do anything else, because the system is currently trying to play that token for you. So right now, currently the game is bugged. I don't know what is wrong with it right now, but it's not allowing you to be able to digivolve into the Hagurimon X without it bugging out and then preventing you from being able to play the game from that point on. Hopefully Wong Zero sees this, or he hears about this from one of you guys posting this in his Discord server, telling him that this card right now is currently bugged. You cannot use this card at all. But in real life, this card is amazing in this deck because it spawns you a token with blocker and decoy, and it also gives you inheritable blocker. So you get reboot from the Hagurimon, then you get blocker from the Hagurimon X, which is an excellent combo. Next, we are running 4 copies of Ukomon. I mean, it's super obvious why you run the Ukomons, right? The Ukomons allow you to search your deck for either a Tamer or a Digimon, so you can grab whatever you need. And then obviously every single concurrent turn, you can always keep searching as long as the Ukomon stays on the board and something moves up from the breeding area. Next, we are running 4 copies of the new Metal Kabuterimon. It has the effect blocker, so it just naturally has blocker, which is really good. Then it also has on play / when digivolving, de-digivolve by 1. Extremely strong for a 1 cost evolution if you digivolve over JP or Beetlemon. And then for 4, technically, right, you digivolve over any other Digimon and you'll get the de-digivolve effect. So a lot of power coming out from this 1 card, and the inheritable is it gives blocker as well. So now you got 2 forms of blocker. So if you're going against a source stripping deck, they would have to remove both of these from your sources to prevent you from being able to have blocker anymore. Next, we are running 1 copy of the Sephirothmon. It has the effect on play. You can place one of your level 4 or lower Digimons with hybrids from your hand or trash as a bottom Digivolution of this card, and then it gains the on play effect. You have an on play for your Metal Kabuterimon, you have an on play for your Mercurymon, and you have an on play I think just for those 2, actually. Just so you got 5 different targets for the Sephirothmon to be able to gain an on play effect. And then inheritable during your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains 2k DP. Again, just making that wall just that much more bigger to deal with. So very powerful card. Next, we are running 1 copy of the Mercurymon. It has the effect: it can digivolve over a Tamer, treating it as a level 3 Digimon, and then on play / when digivolving, one of your Digimon gains blocker until the end of the turn. So you might be seeing a reoccurring theme in this deck so far is to basically create a blocker style deck and just continue to block, and then reboot during your opponent's turn to so you can go on the offense and still have a lot of defense because you gained a reboot. And we'll go into the combos in a little bit, but just know that the reboot along with this guy makes for an very oppressive board. So next we're running 4 copies of the BT18 Beetlemon. It has the effect when digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn. This Digimon cannot be deleted by your opponent's card effects. So that's very strong, right? So you don't have to worry about dying to any type of random options to kill it. However, you can still die from DP based deletion. You can still get bounced, but it's just a form of protection in a deck that otherwise doesn't normally have any form of protection, which is pretty good. And it also has the effect of when attacking, you can digivolve either a Tamer or another Digimon with hybrid for the reduced cost of 1. So that's extremely strong because now you can set up tempo with this now, right? This Beetlemon gives you a form of offense or additional defense because you're sacrificing a blocker potentially by using that Beetlemon. So just really good to be able to go back and forth between like that. It also can digivolve over a metal Kabuterimon for the cost of 0, or it can digivolve over JP for the cost of 2. Otherwise, it costs 3 to digivolve into. And then next, we have the Rhino Kabuterimon. Huge upgrade from its original BT6 or no BT7 version. It has the effect of what they've been kind of doing with all of the level 5s recently, which is it has the hand effect of if you have the name Tamer, so JP, you can digivolve this guy over him by putting both your Beetlemon and Metal Kabuterimon in the sources to digivolve into this for the cost of 3. It has the effect collision, so it just naturally has collision, and then when an attack target is switched, you can unsuspend this Digimon, and that's all turns. So again, there's a lot of ways to get a lot of offense going with this deck. You can swing, unsuspend, and once you do, it'll gain some DP off the Koromon, making this a 9k attack, and then swing again, collision again. So you tilt 2 bodies on board. The following turn, you reboot off your Hagurimon, and then you have 2 more blocks on your turn, not including this tie, which allows you to unsuspend your blocker during your opponent's turn. So potentially you can have up to 5 unsuspend blocks with just this one guy, right? So you get to attack and collision into a Digimon twice, and then you get to unsuspend 3 more times if you got those ties face up on your side of the board. So a lot of power coming out from there. Then it also has the effect when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimons gets minus 4k for the turn. So just a lot of ignorant ass effects. Let's be honest, it's just ignorant as fuck, but it's good. It's really good. Next, we are running 3 copies of the Cyberdramon from EX3. It has just the inheritable. While you have a suspended Tamer in play, this Digimon gains 2 KDP, and that is all turns. That does not stack, however. So if you have multiple suspended Tamers on your side of the board, you still only get the 1 2k DP bonus. Also, he costs 6 to hard play and 3 to evolve over. So there are some ample opportunities for you to say, okay, I'm at 3 because of tie. I'm going to slam the Cyberdramon, and then on the following turn, if your opponent's attack, you can go into Shadow Shimon Ace, which is a excellent card within the black hybrid deck. and we'll go over that in just a few. But just know that this card has a lot of versatility in this deck because you do suspend your Tamers quite a bit. 6 of your Tamers do suspend. The JP does not suspend. You're majority of the time going to try to Digivolve over him. But your tie and your other tie will be suspending themselves. One to give you 2k DP and draw you a card, and the other one to constantly unsuspend your blocker to continue with your blocking whenever your opponent attacks. And then we are running 4 copies of the brand new Ancientbeetlemon from BT18. It has the effect when Digivolving / on play, de-Digivolve by 2. Then all turns, when this Digimon will leave the battle area, you may play a level 4 or lower Digimon with Insectoid or Hybrid from its traits from the from this Digimon's Digivolution without paying the cost. And you can also Digicross with this, but you got to pay a pretty hefty price to Digicross with it. It is only -4 for using both Metal Kabuterimon and Beetlemon, so that will cost you 7 to hard play this guy. So it can be pretty expensive, but just depending on where your memory gauge is at, it might be the best course of action to take because you get to de-Digivolve, so you might be able to de-Digivolve an Ace and then get the overflow and other things like that. So it has its purpose. It has its purpose. The next, the best card in the deck, hands down. You're probably going to see this like everywhere because it's just an insane Digimon card. It is Sadow Shimon. It has the effect Blast Evolution, so it gets the it's an Ace, obviously, and it also has blocker along with de-Digivolve 3. Mind you, you do not have to de-Digivolve the entire 3. If it is more beneficial for you to de-Digivolve it up to a point instead of having it go all the way back to a point that's not advantageous for you, you can do that. You do not have to de-Digivolve 3 with Sadow Shimon. You do get to choose up to 3. You don't have to do exactly 3 because this card does say up to 3. So on top of that, it also has the effect when an attack target is switched, -5k DP to one of your opponent's Digimon. So it doesn't have to be the one that's attacking. You just get to apply a -5k. So essentially what could potentially happen is your Sadow Shimon gets dropped over your Cyberdramon or your your Rhino Kabuterimon, and he comes down with either blocker and blocker again and reboot and gain 1k from the last turn and gain 1k again for this turn, so it's about 14k. And then your tie will trigger its effect to make it a 16k blocker, and then you can also apply a -5k to another target on your opponent's side of the board, and you could potentially get up to like 2 blocks with this one Digimon depending on what your setup look like. So a lot of versatility with the deck, and it has a lot of synergy with the deck. And you'll notice that I'm really focusing on making sure that the deck is synergistic, right? They all flow together. It all feel natural playing all these cards together. Next, we are playing 3 copies of the structure deck. Tie, it has the effect. If you have 3 or less memory, if you have 2 or less memory, go to 3, and then all turns, when an attack target is switched, it could be on your turn or their turn. As long as an attack target is switched, you can tap this Tamer to give one of your Digimons 2k DP and draw a card. So that does not have to be the Digimon that's attacking, nor does it have to be the Digimon that's blocking or anything like that. It could be any Digimon on your side of the board you just want to give 2k DP to and draw a card. So this card has a lot of applications. Again, it gives you that versatility of being able to be offensive or defensive in this deck. So really great Tamer for this package. Next, we are running 3 copies of the BT18 JP. It has the effect security. You can play this without paying the cost. So if it did get hit out of security, it still will play itself because, as you know, the Tamers from Frontier all have inheritables for when they get digivolved over. So you know, to make sure that people don't get confused, they do still have the security effect of if you get hit out of security, you can still play this for free. Next, it has the start of your main. You can trash one hybrid or 10 warrior card to draw one card, and then all turns, once per turn, when an attack target is switched, you can play a Tamer from your hand. So that includes your ties, that includes this tie, right? You can play those guys for free, or you can play another JP at your hand for free. So you can potentially keep looping your JPs or ties or other ties with the Rhino Kabuterimon, so he can digivolve over one of these guys, go into the Rhino, your swing, trigger JP's inheritable, play out another JP, or play out a tie, or play out this tie, and just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. So just a lot of synergy that way. And then on to the next tie, we have when one of your blockers suspends. When you use blocker to suspend one of your Digimons, you may suspend this Tamer to unsuspend one of your Digimons. So this allows you to get multiple blocks in a single turn. So if your opponent goes wide, you can answer that with this tie. So really great option. One of the earlier printed cards, but that has still a lot of capabilities. Next, we're running 2 copies of Kanga. Kanga is in here for the yellow matchup. So if you go against like Vaccine, or you go against 3 Great Angels, or you go against just an early rush deck, Kanga will be able to help slow down some of that aggression, so you can set up a little bit more and get all your pieces collected the way that you need to. Next, we are running 2 copies of the Lampriest Demon. It has the effect until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimons gain started the main. This Digimon must attack. So this will help you go into your Sadow Shimon for free, will force them to attack, so you can trigger your blocking and then trigger these ties to unsuspend, and then just continue to remove pieces that way. You can use the collisions to remove more pieces. So the deck has a lot of ways to remove Digimon on your opponent's side of the board, and then once they're completely open, you can just start going on the offense, swing, unsuspend, things of that nature, and then just slowly chip them out while also controlling your opponent's board because of effects like reboot and blocker. And that is the black hybrid deck. I would normally do the matches after this, but unfortunately, because the Hagurimon X is still bugged, I cannot properly showcase this deck. So until they announce that they fix the Hagurimon X bug, I cannot display this deck for you guys on DCGO. Unfortunately, I really want to. The deck is really good, but I cannot display the deck to you guys until they fix the bug with Hagurimon X. So until they fix that, we're going to do another deck, but hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you did, make sure to hit me with the like and subscribe button. But this has been ZukiM1, and I hope you guys have a great morning, great evening, great afternoon, and great night. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.